everyone. Welcome to today's series. Today, we're going to talk about something that's really important in a lot of relationships and just how men and women also deal with each other. And it's the masculine and feminine energies. And I think that a lot of us sometimes struggle with how to remain strong in those energies. And I think we're going to have a really great discussion today talking about just the evolution of these different energies and how we can become more confident as women and also just as people in general when we are portraying these strong qualities. So, Kate, why don't you introduce yourself and tell everyone what you do? And then also maybe start off with what are key traits of masculine and feminine energy so that everyone out there that's listening can really understand what that really means, so they know like how their kind of day to day and their thought process fits within these energies.
Mm-hmm. Hi, everyone. My name is Kate. I'm a mindfulness coach and I'm a relationship coach. And I'm also focusing on spirituality and chakra healing. And today the topic is feminine and masculine energy, which is connected to chakras, certain chakras, and the energy that we use of those chakras. And some of them are masculine, some of them are feminine, more feminine than masculine. So, but as to the key traits of feminine and masculine energy, we know like that masculine is more about power, it's more about willpower, it's more about action, about like in the physical world, like some kind of action, more words, more of like that strength that we all show physically. And feminine is more relaxed, more it comes more from the feeling, the feminine, than physical action. So it's the feeling of being, it's an emotion, it's like ability to go through emotion, to feel it, to it's also about relaxation, about letting things go, and just if in a masculine way you would just take control of things, in feminine way you would just let it go and let it unfold on its own. So there are different type of traits that we can see that can show us difference between masculine and feminine. And as I mentioned, chakras, I would say that the grounding, the first chakra, is more like, it's more about physics, it's more about masculine energy. Second chakra is about emotions and it's more feminine. It's about feeling, sexuality, sensuality. Third chakra is willpower, which is again comes to masculine. It's more strength and more about action. Fourth chakra, it's more, I would say, feminine, because it's about heart, it's about love, opening up to things, accepting things the way they are and letting go. So that's all. This way also you can see some kind of like connection to those masculine and feminine traits. And when a person creates an action or decides how they're going to be acting in the real world, you can also connect it to the way they are, like in which chakra they are, like they sourcing their power right now. Is it more feminine and more emotional way of them right now, like the way they behave, or it's more like willpower and more like masculine, more like action? That's can give you a clue. And sometimes if you would like to be more feminine, you can tune into your body, get back to your second chakra, breathe in, breathe out, and start connecting to that sensuality of yours, like connection to. And even when a woman talks, that's like something that I just remembered as well, that when a woman talks, if you talk out of second chakra, your voice would be more feminine, more calming, more like sexual, more essential. And if you talk from your masculine, from your third chakra as a willpower, you would be more like, it can be like CEO kind of style, when you need to hold a meeting and you need to be like more very serious. So, and that would also show that you're talking out of your masculine chakra, masculine energy. So that's like few traits that I just came up to my mind. How about you? maybe you can give us some examples too.
So I would say I agree with everything that you said, definitely. And just to kind of give a different perspective on the masculine and feminine, I I guess I see that a lot in relationships and friendships and how we deal with each other. And other than just the workplace, because a lot of us, I think, have those masculine traits at work because, just if you're, especially you're a manager, you're a leader, you kind of have to be a go-getter, action oriented. You can't just kind of sit around and not just like hold the meetings or kind of take charge because that's your role and it's your responsibility. So that in that aspect, I think I've seen some women who have that masculine trait of just being in charge, the person that's going to lead everything. And they love that. But then it's like with the relationships, then that's where then they want to have something where the man is kind of taking charge. He's like supporting you. He's like nurturing you. He is leading you. And you kind of have to you kind of can sit back more and relax and just kind of be pampered, be taken care of, because I think it always feels good to kind of have that balance, just like yin and yang and night and day and hot and cold. There's always like that kind of polar opposites energies and in the universe. And so I think it's made to balance each other, just for us to balance out that masculine that we have during the day or at work. And so then when you are dealing with your friends or just maybe a relationship, I see that a lot of women do crave that and desire that, because then it allows them to be in their feminine, which is more of just leaning back and just being kind of, taken care of. Like you said, you're not really action oriented. You're just kind of present in who you are and trusting more rather than desiring or going after something. You're just allowing the universe or whoever to take charge and letting things kind of manifest and fall into place. And for me personally, I think that's something that I've learned over time, is that it's okay to trust how things fall into place, because they eventually do fall into a certain, pattern. And I've always been one that's been just kind of like a perfectionist and, type A. So it's like, okay, got to get it in my hands, take control, take charge, because I want it to manifest now. I want things to happen now, rather than just letting things be and just being okay with the present, however they are. And it's taken a long time, but now it's like I have a lot more of that trust and that, I guess, faith in myself too, that whatever I do want to desire, or I do want, that things will come to me in a certain way, how it's supposed to, because the how, it's like we can't control. It's just, what we are intending. And so those intentions are really important, what we put out there, but not to waste. I think for me, feminine also means putting so much energy out there that you're exerting yourself, overexerting yourself. Where as now I kind of feel like the feminine energy for me is just being a lot more inward and allowing that energy to really be more conserved. And for me inside, so that when I do speak, when I do talk, it's more from the heart, and it's more with feeling and with emotion, because I see that other people connect with that a lot more. And I see that the response that I get from people is very different, and it's taken in the way that I intend it to, because it's from the heart, or it's from my gut. It's the actual what I really feel, rather than trying too hard to make it look a certain way, because then you're trying too hard. You're trying to make it seem like something else. But really, like you're talking about energies, or sorry, the chakras, when you do talk from those certain places, kind of that softer side, then I feel like people are more receptive to what I say, my energies, especially men. And so there's that balance that works out really well. And I've definitely noticed that over the years. So, yeah, I think that's kind of a big thing that I've noticed. So, with you though, I had a few questions because you talked about the chakras and how it relates to the energies. So, how can people, first of all, maybe for people who don't even know what are chakras, maybe you can explain a little bit about what that is. And also, how can people then balance the chakras that also then kind of like allows them to be maybe more comfortable and more aligned with those respective masculine or feminine energies? How can they do that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good question. So the chakras are energy centers, which are like our energy that we created out of it. So basically, our body is around it. Like first comes the energy, and so first chakra is well, each of the chakras are corresponding to specific things in our body and even our um, traits as a human being, and it goes like it goes from lower one to up. I will explain it in this way, where it goes from generally there's seven that are more like the main chakras in the body, and the first one is about all about physics, grounding. It's about safety. It's about survival. So it's all it's like the basics of human being survival, like main instincts of like safety and shelter and food, like being just keeping your life alive. That's the first chakra and Muladhara. Um, Next, we have Swadhisthana, and that's kind of builds on the first one. So, first one chakra is about being alive, basically, just surviving. And second chakra, once we're already surviving, we're fine, we have food, we start getting some emotions, and that's what makes us human as well. Feeling emotions, and sexual, like it connects first and second. They all both are corresponding to sexual organs, where it's the second instinct of sort of like the survival instinct, the procreation instinct. So that's where we activate it. So we have the emotions. We not just like need the food to survive. While we are already surviving, we may already enjoy the food. So we have that joy, we have that emotion about the food, for example. So it adds more of that human quality of what we are, like on the second chakra, which is lower belly button, lower belly area. Next, we have third chakra. So once we have all the survival, we know how to survive. We're already feeling emotions. We're enjoying things. We don't like things and all that. And we start creating, we are able to create some goals and like some kind of action. So on third chakra, that's where we harvest the willpower. And so that chakra gives us this the action kind of energy, a masculine energy, where we know what we want and we just go and do it. And here it's for example, if you know that you would like to have some nice food at home and you have some certain level of lifestyle at home, and you know you need some certain amount of money to survive, so you would be like, but maybe sometimes in the morning you just don't want to wake up and you want to just stay in your bed and just enjoy your day, but yet you know that you have a goal and you need to get up. So that's where you use your willpower, your third chakra, when you just push yourself to do things and you know that you can do it and you use it, your power. So next we have heart chakra, which is on your heart area, and that's all about love, all about understanding, the accepting, and just love, like pure love. In this case, it's more like you are in connection with your inner self, with your whole body. It's like a balance in between seventh chakra. It's a fourth chakra, so 3 down, 3 up. So it's very much balanced. When you stay on your loving state, and as you mentioned, when you are able to talk out of heart chakra, to talk out of love, like to anyone in your life, really, that would be, I would say, main goal, like to get to that point where you're able to always stay on your balance, on your chakra, on your heart chakra, talk out of it, make decisions out of it. Let's say if you are very much in tune, as an example, I said, like you would have to wake up and you have to do this and this because you have goals. But if you leave out of your heart chakra, it's more about like, I feel like I want to do it, so I'm doing it. So I love myself so much, so I'm doing it. So it's all about out of love, feeling
Okay.
and actions. So, okay, so I'm not going to like, I guess I'll finish the other three. So like the whole understanding of like, so the fifth chakra is Vishuddha, and it's in your throat. Throat is all about talking, expressing yourself, saying the truth about yourself. And usually why I said it goes like from lower to upper ones, it's kind of step by step. So first you survive, then you get emotions, then you have a willpower, then you feel heart, you feel love, you feel connection to everything around you through love. And out of that connection, you start saying things like you can even like project, create through your voice, through your fifth chakra. And sixth chakra comes when it's ajna on your third eye. That's the seeing. So it's like also creating the future in some sense. It's intuition, it's connection to your intuition. So you're sensing things. But also, like in this case, once you are connected to your heart, that's what I learned generally, that how I understand it. You start saying things because you believe in them. Because when we say, we usually believe in things if you talk, unless you lie, which is bad, which is
Yeah.
bad
Yeah.
block with chakra. Yeah. So once you start saying things, you kind of start already creating it with your intuition. You start sensing things, like, because you are the creator after all. Like, you are God, and you have the God powers to create everything around you. So once you start like being in tune with your chakras, you can understand how you actually creating your future. So sometimes, they say that if your third eye is open, you can see the future. But really, it's because you have so much intuition at this point, because your other chakras opened up and you can sense that future. Your intuition is you creating it, because you know it's going to happen, because you made those actions, you believe in yourself, you talk about it, and you just see it happening. And then seventh chakra is on top of the head, and it's connecting us to the source, to the higher self, to the main like source of light that comes through the top. So we are like always connected on that light that comes down to us. That the other flow of light comes from the earth up. We're always on the two flows of light, basically, from lower out up, and from up or down. So yeah, that's like, and there's the called Sushumna, which is like on our spine, this like one line that goes down, where all these chakras kind of like, they attach, I would say, like attached to it. They all on that line that is within our spine, like straight. So this is like how all the human body, each person's human body is. Like, we all have those chakras, we all have those energy centers, and they all have their own mission or reason, and they all connected to certain organs in our body. And we can even say, like, explain why either person has any body issues, health issues, and based on what their chakra show, like that we can connect that disease with the chakras. That's yeah, the chakra topic is it's amazing. Like, for me, it was a huge discovery as to like, oh my God, we know the key to life. Like, if this all knowledge is there, like, we should all use it. We should know all, like, actually use it and believe in it and practice it, because it gives you all the key, like what life is.
Yeah. Yeah. So, um, I guess, how do these energies, and I mean, I know you touched a little bit on this, like, manifest differently in men and women. And then um, how does that, an excess of each of these also kind of show up in relationships? If you can answer those, kind of combine it as well.
Um, so let's say the excess of feminine energy in a man, for example, in a man, if he has too much of feminine energy, that means he would be too emotional. He would be too much on second chakra, which is all about emotions, all about feelings, and he might not be much in touch with his first or third chakra, where he would be like more slacking, not doing things. As a man, he would not like get up and go make money, for example, which is like would be more feminine side, where feminine is in her emotions, in her like in her feelings, and kind of like giving that love to his man. Like that's kind of like what be like very standard balance, where a woman is more in her feminine and man is in his masculine. And that means that their chakras, like for feminine, her second chakra would be more open. She will be using it more, that energy of like femininity, of the emotional relaxation kind of energy. In her heart chakra too, like in her love, like giving that love to her man, so he gets that energy and goes like make something out of it, like being inspired and go create something out, like for them, for both of them. So for masculine, it's like, as also, like maybe because like there's a connection why this traditionally the woman, once she gets married, she goes to the man's house, like basically. So the man invites her to his house. So house, as like I mentioned, the shelter is first chakra. So first they create a basis together, and usually it's masculine side, like it's a masculine energy, first chakra. Also, like it's kind of responsibility of a man to provide, to cover that part of their relationship. The first shelter, the basics, shelter, food. So then a woman comes into play, and a woman is who procreates the children, like and that's like where this sexuality comes in, emotions, and that's kind of her side of like of responsibility of creating that energy for both. He earns money, he gets up and makes that money to create, and creates action overall. Like if there are some decisions have to be made for both of them. Also, if like a man is in his masculine, he usually the leader in the relationship, and a woman is being led by the man. So he would use more of his third chakra, while woman would be like more loving, more accepting, creating the beautiful home for both of them. If man decides where that home going to be, woman creates the home itself and like the surrounding by love and coziness. So yeah, it's all like kind of always a dance between feminine energy and masculine energy. If we go upper, as I mentioned, there's like fifth chakra, it would be more masculine in talking. But sixth chakra, intuition, is more feminine. So usually women are more in tune with their sixth chakra. As we know, like, women are more intuitive. They're more in touch with even the moon connection. So like they're more in touch with their sixth chakra and can harvest that intuition better. So yeah, and seventh chakra, I would say it's neutral, because like everyone has that connection. It's just the practice, like practicing meditation and practicing connection to your source, like to higher self, to the God. That's all what opens up the seventh chakra. I don't know if I answered specifically what you asked, but it kind
No,
of,
you did. Yeah. No, I think you touched upon all of those things. But yeah, I think
it's like a dance between.
definitely, yeah, even explaining the kind of interconnection between the chakras and the feminine and masculine, because they're all energies, I think really helped explain a lot of that. And I think hopefully it's like our viewers will be able to kind of understand, just our chakras and that energy,